Oistes. וזהו ציון במשפט תפדה ושבי בצדקה. Before we talked about the two levels in Avodas Hashem, serving Hashem in a Neifin Mugbal with the koiches that are Mugbal, the koiches Panimim. And then we talked about the serving Hashem that kol yom yibanech chadoshim in a way of l'maylo mehagbolo. And these are the same two dargis of Tzioin and Shovel. V'zeu Tzioin b'mishpat tipodeh, the level of Tzioin, which is the higher level, the level of the Etzem HaNeshama that is higher than Agbola, that doesn't really go into Golus. That only goes into Golus, but it doesn't go into captivity. So that's going to be redeemed b'mishpat tipodeh with the level of Torah. The Gilui of Torah is going to redeem the Etzem HaNeshama, but Vishaveho, those who are in captivities, that's already talking about the koiches of the Neshama, which sometimes can be captive. So they have the Taivis, but in Yonim Elam Hazeh, they will be redeemed through tzedakah, through mitzvah. The Rebbe explains now. Sheheim Beis Dargis b'Neshama. These are two levels in the Neshama. ציון היא דרגס הנשמה שלמיילו מהסלבשוס בגוף. ציון is the level of the neshama which is higher than dressing up in the guf. That's the part of the neshama, the etzem haneshama, which doesn't dress up in the guf. That's called the ma, the haneshama, the level of ma of the neshama. The bechina zu ein shayich shetiya b'shivya b'nefesh habahamis. The level of ma of the neshama is not apply, cannot be in captivity by the nefesh habahamis. That doesn't dress up. The nefesh habahamis can't control now. Which means, what would mean that part of the neshama be in captivity? That the bitterness or the joy of the level of this neshama, of that part of the neshama, should be from worldly matters. Being a joy and bitter from worldly matters means that you're in captivity of the worldly matters. You're in captivity by your nefesh habahamis. But by the level of ma neshama, we don't have that captivity. Verakshi begolus, but it is in exile. What it means in exile can't express itself. She'enei me'ira begilui ba neshama shebeguf. It does not shine openly in the soul that's in the body. That is its exile. It cannot shine. That's as far as the tzion of the neshama, the ma of the neshama, the etzem neshama. Then you have the shoveho, hidargas haneshama shebehislapshus. Shoveho, those who are in captivity, that's talking about the level, the step of the neshama, which is dressed up in the body. The bechina zu shayich shetiya b'shivya b'nefesh habahamis. That level, it's possible that it should be in captivity within the animal soul, which means that that level gets cut up, that that the bitterness and the happiness of that part of the neshama which is dressed up is from worldly matters. And that means that that level can be in shovel, it can be in captivity. The tzion is only in golus. But in captivity, that's the level of the neshama, which is dressed up in the body, can actually be having the taivas, the bitterness and simchas of the nefesh habahami, so it's in golus there. So the Rebbe says now that this is also connected, the same thing as we say in the Posik, that Batoimer Tzion, Azavani Hashem. So by Tzion, it uses the word Hashem neglected me, because that's the Shem Hashem, which is connected to the Etzem HaNeshama. But the level of Adonai, which is the level of the Neshama that is Mislabesh Beguf, is Shechechoni, there's the idea of shikha because of the limitation which can deteriorate, as we learned earlier. The Rebbe explains, this is similar to what's explained in the meaning of the verse. It says, Vatoimer ציון azavani Hashem. So ציון says, Avani Hashem. Hashem has neglected, let go of me, and Avadnai Shcheichoni, and Hashem has forgotten me. This Shikha hu sheyesh dover hameshakeach, that there is something that makes you forget, v'loy rak heder hazikorin. That's not only that it's not remembering, but it's actually the level of descending, that it's a level of forgetting because it's a lower level, as the Rebbe explains. So, Azovani Hashem represents Golus because it's let go. It doesn't, there's no act over there. It's only Golus. Hashem Shechechoni means this is Bihislapshus. It's forgetting. It becomes Hislapshus. The Rebbe explains. The Bahavaye, V'zoa Advani Hashem B'dnai Shechechoni. The Bahavaye Shua Eira Soivev Shalomaylo Mihislapshus Ba'olamus. When we talk about Havaya, which is the Eira Soivev, which is higher than dressing up in the world, which is the Shem Havaya or Zo, as we learned before. And Shaykh Inyan HaShikha Chaz V'Shalom. Over there, it's not forgetting, it's not an act, it's only Rak Inyan Ha'aziva, let go. Buhu. And that means, why is that? So it let go, which means that there's no act, but it's just that the Eibishter sort of goes up above and doesn't like Begilu Lamata. So the level of Zoe is not Begilu Malchus, the Zoe goes up. That's Soivev going up. Al Derech HaGolus, B'Bchinas Tzion. This is similar to the Golus in Tzion. V'atoimer Tzion, Azovani Hashem. Let go. She'eina me'ira b'neshama shebeguf. It doesn't shine. It's solik le'elo. It's not function. It's not coming down. But on the other hand, that's Havaya. But v'adnai shcheichoni, v'adnai, which is malchus, shebeklolus oira memal, which generally is the light that fills the world. Shayich b'gam inyan hashikha. There's also the level of shikha. It's not just azovani. There is shikha. Yeridas hamalchus lahachis aklipus. That's malchus goes down, as the Rebbe said before, when there is the level of shikha, that even in malchus, when it's not infused by zo, by seviv kulam, it can go down, just like the person can go down and get involved into taivas gashmin al derech hashiva, the v'dargas haneshama shebebchinas hislapshus, similar to the captivity, which is in the level of the neshama, which dresses up. That what happens, that the bitterness and the joy can be from worldly matters. That means that it's in captivity. So now we'll understand. To address these two specific areas of the neshama of ציון, the part of ציון and the part of Shivya that goes down by Shivya, the part which is the Etzem HaNeshama and the Slapshus. And in order to correct that, to take out the ציון from Golus and the Shivya from captivity, how do we do that? The part of Neshama. So for this we say, ציון v'zehu, ציון b'mishpat tefda ושבי בצדקה. Torah helps us bring the Gilui of Zoh, the level of the Etzem HaNeshama. And Tzedakah, mitzvahs, take out the Shaveho, they take out the part of the Neshama that is in captivity, that is in the Slapshus, in the Nefesh HaBa'amis. Sha'abediyah de b'chinas tziyeh ma'dvorim ha'machasim oleho umoinim ha'gilu shelo. How do we free the level of Tzin from the items that cover on her and prevent her revelation, revealing by Neshama Shemeguf in the Neshama Meguf, while they have Torah. That comes through Torah. Mishpat, who hilchas HaTorah. We say, Tzin Bamishpat is Torah. The laws of the Torah. Kamishakos, Targim al Posik, Kamishpat Harishan, they're translating on the verse, like the first talk about the Sar, he put him back Kamishpat Harishan, that he should be back the Sar Hamashkin, is Kihilchas HaKadmaisi. He says, like the law of before, the way he used to be doing. So Hilchasa, law and the rule, that's the meaning of Mishpat. Mishpat is the rule, is the law. Why is Torah the way to bring about the revelation of that Etzem HaNeshama into the Guf? Because Torah is Torah Oir. And that's why through Torah we reveal the level of Tzin, that Tzin should come down. But the dargas HaNeshama shebi hislapshus, but to redeem the levels of the Neshama which dress up in the body. Shehi b'shivya b'nefesh habahamis, which is in captivity, nefesh habahamis. We say that's v'shavel, is the part of the Neshama who b'tzedakah, that's to tzedakah. Why tzedakah? And close mitzvah, meaning mitzvahs in Yashinikru tzedakah, which was called tzedakah. Ubefrat al yidei tzedakah kipshuta. Generally, mitzvahs are called righteousness, doing righteousness in the world is called tzedakah. That's why a tzaddik does tzedakah, bringing down Hashem in the world. Is all the level of tzedakah, but especially mamash tzedakah, the mitzvah of tzedakah kipshuta. Why is the mitzvahs the ones that are able to take out the neshama, from the mislabeshes, from its captivity? Is the big tzedakah ksiv rechava mitzvahs chabeid. By tzedakah it says your mitzvahs are wide. Shal yidei mitzvahs tzedakah nimshach hagilu de'era blivu. Through mitzvahs tzedakah we extend the light of blivu. V'hagilui hugam b'haneshama melubeshes beguf. So that the revelation could also come down in the neshama as it's dressed up in the body, from the level of bligvul, that it should come down to the body, that into the body, into the neshama that's in the body, and that the body should no longer obscure and not keep in captivity the neshama. Similarly, when we talk about above in the spheres, is B'Sfiras HaMalchus Nikras B'Shem Shechina. Over there, it's called, it's like fills the neshama that fills the guf. Over there, the Shechina, it fills the world. Al Shem Shemislabeshes B'Tachtonim Lach Yosam. It's because it dresses up in the lower worlds to vitalize them. Uba'ifan the Islapshus, in a way that it dresses up. And through this, that you bring down the level of Lemaila from the neshama, from the gilui of the Eira Blikvul in the neshama, in the slapshus. And that way we actually bring down not only the Blikvul, but the essence, not only the level of Yechida, but actually the level of Chaya. I'm saying that, but it's mashma, that's the Shalamailo gam medarkas haneshama shalamailo mislapshus, which is also higher than the level of the neshama, which is higher than mislapshus. Valderech is barely il siv gimel, like we said before in siv gimel, shayichu the sevav umamale while yidei gilu koyach ha'atzmus. That how do we have the revelation of that sevav, the union of sevav mamale, and that sevav should come to mamale, and not be mevatel mamale, and not negate, but to bring it down, that it should be in a chai, has to come from a place which is higher than Sevi Mali. That's from the level of the etzem. That comes really to the koyach ha'atzmus, to have that union, so that it's not just that it functions together, that they fuse, and that the seviv koyach is felt in Mamali through the higher koyach of the level which is higher, the Gilu Koich HaAtzmus. The Kivon, Shagames Oilam Nosam Belibo Shel Bnei Ha'adam. So when a person does this, the verse says, Oilam Nosam Belibo Shel Bnei Ha'adam. The world is given to the heart of people. The way people do, that's what happens in the world. When a Yid brings his Etzem HaNeshama into his Avodas Hashem, he brings this about in the world as well. There's an Imshach Gam Ba'olam. That also extends to the world. Shehagilu de Lamayla Ma'ateva. That the revelation of above Teva, Shenimshach Ma'aseviv, which comes from Seviv, Yile Begilu Gam Be'hateva, should also be open in the Teva Shenimshach Ma'male. So in Teva, which comes from Ma'male, we infuse there with the Maila Ma'ateva that comes from Seviv. And that way it will also reveal the Atzmus. Shemechaber Shneim, because Atzmus is the one that connects them both. Sha'al Yidei Zeh, through that connection, Tushlam HaKavone Didirlo Yizborech B'Tachtoinim. That's the way we will fulfill the Kavone of making the dwelling for Hashem, for Atzmus. Loi Latzmuse, Loi Latzmuse. And that is because when we're Memamshech, so the Yid does his Avodah. He brings down his Etzem HaNeshama, the essence of the Neshama, and that brings about the connection from the Soivev of the Neshama to the Mamala of the Neshama, into the Guf. And therefore, he also in the world brings down the Etzem into the world, and that makes it a Dira Leila Atzmus. Hirotzin, the Rebbe concludes, maybe the will Shebekoriv Mamish, that very soon to Kuyma Havtocha Vayud should be fulfilled, the promise and the fulfillment of the Yud, ציון במשפט תפדה ושבי בצדקה. That it will be free, it will actually happen, that Sheyamed Melech Mebeis David, that the king from the house of David will stand up, quoting from the Rambam, Hoiga Batoira. So first he says that he will be studying Torah, which is the Mishpat, Tzin B'Mishpat. V'oisek b'mitzvahs, and he'll be akbid mitzvahs, which is tzedakah, that fits with the Tzin B'Mishpat and the Shabbat B'Tzedakah. So, so this should be V'yilchaim v'lchemes Hashem v'yinatzech, and he will wage the wars of Hashem and he will be victorious. The Yesh Loimar, so we can say Shezeh sheyilchaim v'lchemes Hashem, that how this that he's going to wage war of Hashem, hu ha'idei ha'avoida b'dargas ha'neshama mulbeshes b'guf. That is by waging the war, by the service, through the service of the neshama mulbeshes b'guf, because there's still a war to wage, because that neshama is in captivity. Sha'avoida b'dargas zu, that avoida in this level is by from the milchamer in nefesh habahamis. That's in a way that you have to wage war with the nefesh habahamis. That's with the level of the neshama, which is the rest up in the guf. But then the yivne migdash b'mekoyme, that's the second level. He will bring the migdash in its place. That means that he'll bring about the level of the oir higher into the world. Building the Beis Hamikdash in its place brings the Gil in the whole world. How so? The Chaloin is the Beis Hamikdash, because the windows in the Beis Hamikdash were made that they were wider on the inside and narrow on the outside, so the light of the Beis Hamikdash will go out to the world. So it's a Shemhem Oiro Yotzes L'chol Oilo. From them, light goes out to the whole world. He will gather those who are pushed away with the Jewish people. He will fix the entire world to serve Hashem. So that will be the impact of the higher level. Because this will all take place because of Mamish, Bagola Didan very soon.